Here we go. Let's do a quick audio visual check. Man, I can't even speak. I can't even do the intro, man. I'm almost slurring. Not slurring my words. Speaking in cursive. That's what I call it.
That's what you call it?
Yeah, speaking in cursive.
Do you call it the same thing after a couple drinks, or is that
yeah, same thing. Yeah. Just after a couple drinks, I start speaking in cursive. But let's get started. As always, I'm Coach Dakota, Coach DBA. With me is my man Baron, to my left, your right. And in the YouTube chat, there's our Topstep risk disclosure. Everything that we go over is educational purposes only. It's not financial advice. It's not a signals class. We are here to learn and get better. Someone is saying an echo. Well, I'll monitor the audio, but we should be good. Baron, how are you? How's your day? How's everything going?
Doing good. Doing all right. Nothing too crazy. I don't know how to feel about December PA so far. Gold was crazy yesterday, today, I guess. Just it was hard for me to read it. We had that big sell-off in Asia, and then we had a big sell-off in London, and then we had a big sell-off in New York. And I just couldn't read it. So a little rough of New York morning session, but an okay night last night. So
okay, fair enough. We have those days, man. It's that new algorithm I keep hearing about.
Yeah, when they shut down the CME, so they could reset the algo.
Yeah, and that's a joke, everybody. Full risk disclosure. I hope so.
I
don't know.
I mean, I saw a lot of compelling evidence on Twitter, so it must be true.
Well, Twitter doesn't lie. Anything you
no,
right?
never.
That's never. So let's get started. These markets are moving. I'm going to do a quick rapid fire NASDAQ. We'll switch to the gold. Let me know if you see any trades. As always, I start on the NASDAQ daily chart. We do a top-down view. And daily chart, this trend continues to hold. Our march to all-time highs is on its way, man. I mean, we are 3% from the all-time highs here in the NASDAQ. I'm still looking for these 800s, upper 700s, possibly to run into some resistance. We're right in the middle of this gap from October 24th to 27th, my birthday. And today was just a bullish day. It's buy the dip today. Zoom into an hourly chart, and it's much more of the same. I was talking about this live on air, which was nice. This nice, wedge flagging pattern, these higher lows. And we that one wasn't even there before, but we broke out. We came up to the middle of this. I mean, man, I had one heck of a trade today on air during fast markets. I was looking for these 640s, and Dobie was there, me, Dobie, and Jack, and it feels good to just call a trade out and just nail it in front of everybody. I'll review that trade.
I don't know if you remember. It was like when I was first coming on TopstepTV, every trade I was calling out was just hit every single one. I know how you feel.
Yeah, it feels so good. I'm like,
and you're just like,
yeah. And even better when you take it. Sometimes it's good, 50-50 when you call it out, but then you don't take it. But if you want me to review it, we got to get to light goal. Come on, I'll do 700.
What's the light goal for tonight?
The light take profit. The light take profit. We're gonna do it a little easy because I'm feeling generous. 700 likes. I'll review that trade from fast markets and answer questions on it because it was a banger. And even if you've watched it, even if you know it, because you know the way I trade, just like the video anyway. So anyway, I'm gonna go through this. We had that nice breakout trade, and we're kind of setting up very similar. A very similar pattern already that I'm starting to see. We having equal highs, and this market just continues to march higher and higher. We're bumping up. We've been bumping up through these highs. We're at 640s already right now. And so the question is, can we break through these 40s and 70s and make a leg higher? If we do, my first target, I'm going to be looking for, like I said, these lower 700s. It's a range, 760s. Man, I mean, this is that triple top, that head and shoulders pattern that formed. That was a beautiful play in the middle of November. But bullish NASDAQ. Even though I would like for some type of a pullback, It's hard to. Tonight's price action, you can see where we opened up with this gap, and we did get a pullback. I mean, that's a decent one. I mean, we're getting some good moves. Like that's a 60-point pullback followed by a 60-point rally, and we're continuing to march higher. NASDAQ is up 0.16 today, so there's definitely some more room to test the New York session highs, maybe break out. If not, if you're bearish, maybe we could play back down to the lower end of this range. So I'm going to keep an eye on the NASDAQ, and then I'm going to jump over to gold, do the same thing on gold, and I'll pass it off to you, Baron. And
sounds good.
Gold's been insane. Yeah, gold has been
crazy. It was so crazy yesterday and like today in New York session. Like when I see that, honestly, I don't even want to trade it. I know a lot of people, if you can catch the volatility, great, and you can ride it. My initial plan was to short it today, and then I ended up scrapping that and going for trying longs down at, I think it was in at like 42.49.
Okay.
Off the COMEX VWAP. I was trying to see if we can get a push back above, and then it just stopped me out for like 5 points, and then it just started dumping. I was like, I'm not touching this. I think my read's off, so I just hopped off the charts.
Fair enough. Hey, that's sometimes the best. If you just are not feeling it, right, or not in the flow state. That's a new word I learned on Twitter.
We got it. I know what flow state is.
Yeah.
I know exactly what flow state is.
Yeah. If not, ask. Yeah, Baron, you know what it is. But yeah, if you're just not feeling it, it's always best to just step away. I don't need a trade. You don't need a trade. Trading is optional. But here on gold on the daily, that pattern I was just looking at on the NASDAQ, can we start to see that pattern form here on gold? We are making these higher lows. If you've been following slow markets, you know that I have a nice long-term long position from 4,000 that I'm just sitting in, and I'm happy. And so my question is, we have this nice, dare I say, 3-bar reversal here on the daily on gold. My next question is, do we get a pullback down towards like maybe 150 to 175 zone to look for a higher low and buy it back up towards these 270s? That's my thought here in gold, unless we just break out higher. Maybe we're going to be in some type of a range or some type of pattern until we figure out the interest rate situation or something that's going on into the end of the year. So that's my first thought on the daily. I'm going to zoom in on the hourly chart, and you can imagine it's more of the same, but zoomed in, right? You have that big leg, this big pivot. Let me show. So the zoomed in, right? Markets are fractal. You could see this. Now that we're zoomed in on the hourly chart, there's that higher low. We bumped up against the high of November, and that leads to that big daily 3-bar reversal right there, right? So we're zooming in. You're seeing the markets in a more zoomed in scale. Last night we had that. We tagged 4,300. We rejected. We broke down below that. We had this crazy price action. We did, however, this is that flagging pattern. Before that big breakout, we came down, we retested it, we found some buyers, we stepped in there. And my question now is, if we do start to sell off, can we sell off down towards this zone, this 175, 150 level? That's what I would be looking at tonight. I'm kind of neutral, man. I could see both directions. I could see us, selling off and having a little bit of a pullback. We're starting to see some resistance up this level, and maybe make a lower high here. That's what I'm looking at on gold tonight. On the opposite end, honestly, I mean, this is a nice support resistance level. Maybe we just break out and go back and retest those highs. I'm for either direction, to be honest. So I'll pass it off to you. I'll switch it to your charts and take it away.
Yeah. So I don't have anything marked up here, but my thought is GC, we bounced today right off 4,200. That was value area low for the last week, and then it was also value area high for like the last 2 months. Coming into today, we closed above the value area high of New York session. Looked strong. I'm looking for this New York high to sweep out tonight. At least get the sweep of this before we start to head lower. I typically look for one side of New York to break. This looks bullish to me. We had that nice bullish impulse right off open, that 8 p.m. open. So we'll see if this continues up. If I am leaning towards this high breaking, I don't really want to see this back below this VWAP. If this comes back below this VWAP, then I would scratch the long idea. But right now, we are sitting right at the value area high for the last couple of days. Or sorry, it's BOC for the last couple of days. And then I believe the value area high of, where do I have this pulled from? I have it on my trading view. Maybe because it's on the micro product, it's different. Okay, wait, no, it is POC. It is POC. I was just reading it wrong on my chart and zoomed out all the way. But yeah, we're right at POC of the last day. So I would like to see this breakout, head up to this New York high, sweep that out. This looks bullish to me. I like how we bounced right out of 4,200. We got right down to 41.93, and we bounced. There is a low volume node right in here. I called this out in my Discord today. This was what I was looking for us to tap into and defend. We tapped into there right at the top, and we immediately had buyers come in. So I'm leaning bullish into tonight, just looking for this New York high to at least sweep out. And then I don't know what happens from there. There is major resistance up at these 4270s. We rejected up there once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. And then that's where we started to have that sell-off happen. Came back up to the 60s, rejected there. So it's like 60s to 70s is where I'm seeing the resistance is at. It's also the value area high of the range. So I'd be cautious as we get up there, but I would like to see this New York high sweep out.
Okay. I like the shorts. I do. I might be jumping into a short here. I like. Yeah. It's on that hourly time frame. I could see us pulling back, and that daily time frame, I'm a little bit bearish. But
I can see it, but
we're in a zone. We're like a decision zone where if we do bounce
it's right
higher,
at POC right now. It's not really ideal trade location for me. I did almost snag a long when we dipped down close to that VWAP at 42.44. We didn't get all the way down there, so I didn't take it. But
okay.
I want to see this New York high sweep. This New York high sweep out at 62.5. That's what I'd be looking for. But if this starts to fail at this POC, then shoot for that New York low. Or the other scenarios, we just don't have a break where it's around 20% of the time you don't get a break. 25% of the time you just don't sweep one side of New York.
Yeah, we stay in this range. That would be I don't know, suck. I want to see volatility. I want to see movement. I'm a trader. There's opportunities. And so that is definitely what I want to see. But before we get going, I'm going to get some music on. And if you are new, I do a hashtag slow markets. There in the YouTube chat is a link to my Twitter. And of course, if you tag me in something, like it's a trade that you're taking, it's your statistics, it's your trader setup, like your workstation, go ahead and tag me and hashtag slow markets. I'll go ahead and show it if it's good on air, live on air, slow markets. And let me get some music going, and we'll continue to watch these markets. I'm not seeing anything yet. I might jump into a gold short if we so see it, or if I so see it. But until then, we can hang out and answer some questions. So ask the questions away, and let me know if the music is.
Just doesn't look like there's any sellers. Like there's no good sellers coming in. They're trying, but they're not getting much out of it. So I'd expect this to continue to push higher. I mean, you're almost pushing these highs, and there's a CVD divergence, so you have less buyers coming into the market. This looks like it's about to rip above that PSC. I didn't get the trade location.
Let me call a buddy of mine that could short some gold and move it.
Call Rips really quick.
Yeah. Let me call Rips, man.
I saw the other day he was short 100 contracts.
Yeah,
he was short 100 contracts last night on that dump.
Yeah, that was insane.
I was like, that's insane.
Yeah,
that is absolutely crazy.
I told him next time before he takes his trade, I need to get on his email list. Let me just full port 15 contracts on 20 different accounts, and then he could do it in like a sim, because I'll get the fills. I'll get the fills.
Do you have the keys to a house account, Dakota? You could load up quite a few contracts.
Right, I could. You're right. I could.
Would that not be hedging your personal position though?
Well, I'm long. Yeah. No comment.
But it would be hedging your personal position.
It would be, but if it's in the same account, it doesn't really matter. Man, gold's already.
Yeah, but the house accounts, those aren't sim, right?
Yeah. I don't have the keys. When Andre gets back,
call up Dolby really quick.
Call Dolby.
Dolby, we need you really quick just for some liquidity.
Who's this fake Dakota shorting gold? I know, chat. I don't short gold usually, but when I do.
The thing that's tricky right now with gold shorts is, I've noticed this the last like 2 or 3 weeks. The shorts are very violent. The moves are super violent. Yes. But then the longs, either you're getting like this slow crawl up, or you're getting like this nice rip, like pre-market off COMEX Open. That's clean. But for most of these longs, like it's very like slow. It takes its time getting back up there. But the shorts play out very, very fast.
Can you
go back in like what?
What are those white indicators or the white brackets that you have on there?
Oh, these?
Yeah.
This is value area high and value area low. It's developing. Value area high, value area low. Back in like September, all the moves to the upside were super violent. It was just ripping. It was so easy to take advantage of.
Yeah, man, it was insane. We were getting 100 tick moves in gold every couple minutes. It was just absolutely insane. I might jump into a short right here to play for a move back towards those 240s. It's just so tempting to short this right now. Short this. And what's your thoughts on Bitcoin or crypto in general? I gotta ask you that. Because I have a crypto.
I did start buying up some Bitcoin. When it was down in the 80s.
Okay.
I like the way that it's recovering on the daily. Daily looks solid. You had it fell pretty hard on, what was that, Sunday or Monday? Fell pretty hard.
Monday.
Like what, 5%? It's down like 5%.
Yeah. And
well, this recovery is very clean.
Cyber Monday.
Recovery is very clean. So
crypto is on sale.
Probably picking some more up. I just think it's a good time for a long-term position. I'm not buying this to sell it in a month. I'm buying this to sell it in like a year or two, or when we're pushing up at like 150,000, something like that. So I'm looking for like a, I'm not going to diamond hand it, but I'm looking for like a 60% gain, 50-60% gain out of that on a long-term position.
It was Cyber Monday, man. I was looking at it and it was on sale. Everything was on sale Cyber Monday. But I got into this stock. I talked about it. About it yesterday when we were selling off last night. I was like, it's BMNR, it's Ethereum, and it's not a big position. It was a very small position.
I'm not personally. Okay, so I don't know. I mean, I've talked about this here and there. I started out in crypto in that was really like kind of my first investments. I mean, I had a Roth IRA that I was playing around with stocks when I was like 18. But I really started to get into it in like 2020 with crypto. And I was playing a lot of altcoins. It was very easy to make a 100% gain at that time in 2021.
Okay. Well, really?
But during 2021, like May to August, you could pretty much buy any altcoin, and within 2 weeks, it would do a 50 to 100%, maybe even 300% gain. It was crazy. So that's kind of where I started getting more into trading. I personally don't think I'm going to touch any altcoins ever again, besides like maybe Solana.
I've never owned crypto.
I don't have any faith in anything besides like Bitcoin.
Yeah, I've never owned Bitcoin. I've never owned any altcoin. I've never owned any of that until yesterday. I had conversation over Thanksgiving, and they're like, "Oh, you gotta look into BMNR," and talking over that. I'm like, you know, I'll do a little bit of research, and I'll put a little something into it, and then I like the technicals. I'm
Nothing
a technical
crazy.
trader.
You don't put anything crazy on it, Dakota. You didn't bet the farm, but it's a sizable position.
Just okay, 250,000. All right.
It's a sizable position.
It's a position. It's a position. It's all about percentages, and yeah, I looked Monday, and we were down like 10%, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy some at $29 a share. And I got like 29.10, and it started going up, so I got some more. My average price was just over $30 a share, and I am like, it's up 10% today. It's up 12% today. Well, this is insane.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna hold it for a year. I'm gonna look for it to get. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'll keep everyone updated. It's an interesting play.
Just be aware it moves very quickly, especially like BMNR.
Yeah, that's what I'm in. BMNR
that's what I'm saying. BMNR is, if you look at the daily, it's pretty disgusting.
I know.
It's very disgusting. Like,
that's why I like it.
It popped from $5 up to 160, and then it just proceeded to. It looks like a goddamn meme coin. It looks like a meme coin, Dakota, on the daily chart, and then. You know, this has been falling for a while, and I don't think it's getting back up to the 160. But I mean, if you're just playing it up to like the 50s, maybe I can see that.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'll play it to if we get up to like 50s or 60s, then I'm definitely gonna get out of it. But anything can happen. ACH, anything can happen. Gold's just kind of sitting here. Are you seeing anything on your end? We kind of hanging around
these
4250 level.
Out. There's less buyers in this market. It's starting to push highs. There's sellers stepping in, but they're getting nothing out of this. And you know, we're right at POC. This looks like it wants to just push to me. Right up to that value area high. That's what I would be looking for.
If we could get through like those, like you're pointing out, those 250s, 251, I could see a breakout.
It might just be a little bit slower tonight because yesterday was so
yes, crazy. We do have data coming out tomorrow, right? Let me look at the data there.
We have I think the most important report, it's ADP tomorrow.
Oh, yes. Yes, that's going to be a big one, dude. That's going to be a big one.
I think the main
unemployment.
The main report is that unemployment claims.
Yeah.
In my opinion, just the way the Fed is positioned right now. And ADP is just private sector. So NFP is going to overrule whatever that is. But the initial jobless claims, the unemployment report, that to me, it's more important than PCE on Friday.
Okay. Kind of just hanging in this range. My question is, does gold sell off back down to those 45s? Coach Hoop says PCE Friday. Yeah, PCE Friday. ADP tomorrow. Unemployment. Yeah, it's action-packed week right before it's December. Will we get a rate cut? Odds, it's pricing it in. Market's pricing in a rate cut.
I think we do get a rate cut.
I think so too. I think we could get a rate cut for sure, but it was looking questionable there for a moment.
It was. I mean, we were on, 2 weeks ago, and it was 50-50, and now it's like 80.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago it was like a 20% chance.
No, it wasn't 20% chance.
I think it got the 30s.
It was 50-50. It was 50-50 when
it got the 30s though. It got the 30s if I remember. But yeah,
I remember 50, the last time I was on, we were looking at it was 50-50.
Yeah, last time we were on, it was around 50-50. But I think the lowest it got was in the 30s.
You should have put money on it on Polymarket. Bet on.
I have not done anything on Polymarket.
I haven't either, but it's kind of interesting to me. Some of it seems, it seems interesting. And I saw someone post a thread on it. Like they were essentially looking for inefficiencies in Polymarket spreads.
Yes.
And taking advantage of it, and they were getting like a 400% return on. On
Jack and I was talking about that those inefficiencies on the spreads, and I'm sure that's gonna be gone here soon.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting concept, but talk about insider trading. Some of the things are like, will this person stream today? Will this person go live on stream? And it's like,
really?
Could they not just buy like the yes or the no and then just not go live, or go live and make a bunch of money off that?
There's a lot that needs to happen to clean Polymarket up and these betting markets up before I would be willing to jump in there. But yeah, essentially exactly what you said, man, is, well, didn't the owner or someone like at the end of their speech just mumble off a whole bunch of words that people were
it was Coinbase.
betting on?
It was Coinbase. There was bets what would be said on their earnings call, and I think it was the CEO was doing the earnings call or whatever, and someone in his org was like, hey, have you checked it? Like he sent him the Polymarket thing, and he's like, all right, that's we're about to wrap it up, and then he just started saying all the buzzwords.
Why? Yeah, that's what I would just. Oh, that just gets me. That's just not right.
It's weird because you're also putting money up on it's degenerate. it's degenerate.
We're talking about DJ.
I mean, we've seen everything from sports betting to sports betting. Now you can bet on if someone's going to stream. The CEO will say certain words. What tie Jerome Powell will wear. If Jerome Powell will say good morning.
I always bet on purple for Jerome Powell's tie.
I saw there's one bet on there for the FOMC pressers where it's if Jerome Powell will say good afternoon or not.
Okay.
And it's like a 96% chance he does. So someone put up $100,000 on it to make $4,000.
All right. That sounds like, okay, there's one out here. As we're talking about this, we're watching these markets. Don't worry, everyone. We are watching these markets. You're watching these markets, right, Baron? If something happens, we'll let you know.
Gold's not doing a whole lot. So,
yeah, gold's not doing a whole lot. NASDAQ is just...
We're kind of just chit-chatting.
Yeah, we're just chit-chatting. Talking shop while we were watching this market, which is fine. Not trying to force a trade. But here's one. Here's one for you. LeBron James, when he starts the game... has the streak of him making double digits, like 10 points or more, is like unbeaten. It's just unbeaten. I think it was someone in the chat, you probably know the odds or the stats on it, but it was something like that. It was like 99%, 99.9% that LeBron's going to score at least 10 points or more if he starts. And so someone like every single time would put, like you said, some absurd amount of money on it to win a little bit, but he's never lost.
So I'm looking at Polymarket right now for the Fed's rate cut decision.
Okay.
25 basis point decrease, 93% chance. So you could buy the yes for, I guess you would make 7 cents on the dollar. And then there's a 1% chance for a 50 basis points decrease. And then no change is 8%. So, and it's got a good bit of money in there. There's 72 million in the 50 basis points decrease. There's 30 million in the 25 basis point decrease. I don't know how any of this works, like if you're just betting yes or no, or if you're just buying specific spreads or what. There's a bunch of things in this. What will Google hit before 2026? Who is Trump going to nominate as the Fed chair? Stuff like that.
Chad, yeah. What, can we put something on Polymarket and bet on it? Can we do that? How does something get onto Polymarket? That's my question.
Maybe you can just make one. Let me see how it works. Pick a Polymarket, buy yes or no depending on your prediction. Buying shares is like betting on the outcome. Odds shift in real time as other traders bet. Fund your account with crypto. credit card, debit card, or bank transfer. And then if you just sell your yes or no. It's interesting.
So anybody could just create something on there?
There's a bet on here, Dakota. Will Polymarket US go live in 2025? Like, what is that? What is that?
I don't know. I don't know.
You're betting. You're placing a bet on the website. That's crazy. That's crazy. There's some small buyers coming in here, and they're really pushing us up on this candle. I'm still long biased. I still think longs play out.
Okay. Here's a question.
We've also held above VWAP.
What do you need to see in this gold right now to get you into a trade? So, like, what are we watching for? What are we looking for? We're all here. We're talking. We're having some good conversation. But what are we watching in this markets? What are we waiting for?
I probably should have gotten in a long on this last red candle, but I was too busy looking at Polymarket.
Okay. All right. So
I would like to see, like, I want to get in as close to this VWAP as I can down at.
And what price is VWAP for you?
It's at 44.2. 42.
44.2.
Or sorry, 44.5. Sorry.
Okay, 44 half. Okay. So that's what you're looking at. You're looking to get in at VWAP. And so you're bullish. We've seen some buyers stepping in there. And
yeah, this most recent candle, it's all buyers. But there's not a big buyer. That's the only thing I don't really like about it. But there's a lot of sellers, and they're not pushing this market down. So to me, that indicates that this rally is just going to continue.
Got it. So right now we're kind of ranging, and we're ranging between the upper end right there of 42.51 to 42.45. We're having conversation. We're waiting for this market to move. Nothing's really happening. Nothing's happening right now in the NASDAQ either. So as of now, it's been hands off. And you're waiting for gold.
I was waiting
to
for
push
VWAP.
down.
I would have taken an entry if I wasn't reading about Polymarket.
Okay. So you would have bought down there at 46.
I would have probably bought on this red candle. Tried to get in on that red candle near those lows. And then set my stop to.
What's your target?
I'm just looking for these New York highs. That is going to be 42.61.3. But sometimes you get the push, and it will push past those New York highs. I wouldn't want to take this past 70s just because that's been clear resistance. So I'd be looking to take it off in that 60s area. We also have a value area high up there. There's a structure point back here as well, like in this region. So I wouldn't be looking for this to, have this momentous breakout back up to 4,300 tonight, but I'd just be looking for this New York high sweep, and then see if we come back down to VWAP, maybe the upper band. This is breaking out. This is exactly what I wanted to see. If this candle finishes printing strong, and then the next candle you get is also strong outside of this range, I would expect those highs just to sweep. It's pretty high probability. It's about a 72 or 73% chance that you sweep one side of New York and Asia on GC. So this is a setup I take all the time in the overnight for GC.
Do you feel like you missed it now, or are you still something?
No, I'm pretty sure I missed this.
Okay. Would you get in on a breakout if we start to break out of these session highs right now?
I could, but I'm not going to.
Okay. Because we're starting to break out. Like that session highs on.
Yeah, you could take this breakout and just trail. Like you could have a pretty tight stop on this, just shooting for those New York highs. I'm just not personally going to take it. That's not typically how I trade. I usually try to get in before the breakout for that clean RR, but different people trade differently.
Different strokes for different folks.
If we do come back down towards that POC at 48.6, then I will look. Then I would look to get in on that.
Okay. Now, if this reverses, would you be looking for a short on a fake out?
Not till that New York high sweeps. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to do anything to the short side till this New York high sweeps, or until it gets like very close to it and fails to sweep it.
Okay, so you don't think this is a sweep? It needs to be above the New York session high, which is at what price?
It is
42.60s.
It has hit the New York high. That is 42.61 and a half.
42.61 and a half, and then you could start looking for a short.
That's where I would start looking for shorts. Yeah.
You don't think that this could be a sweep then?
No, this to me isn't. This isn't what I'm looking for.
Why not?
Because the way I'm trading it is based off a statistic that's backed in 5 years. The way Edgeful pulls the statistic is they pull up to 5 years of data, and that's the stat that I'm basing it off of. Sometimes Asia does get close to a New York high or low, and it doesn't sweep it. But I'm looking for that high to sweep based off a statistical probability.
Okay.
So I want to play towards that side. Yesterday I tried to play against it. My initial bias was shorts yesterday, coming into Asia, looking for the New York low to sweep. And then we had a nice little basing structure back here. Let me get rid of this volume profile really quick. So this was the New York low, right, from Monday.
Okay.
We had this structure where we based out right here, and we started to come back above VWAP, and I tried to long this, and I got dumped on. But I was only risking like 3 points, 3 to 5 points. I forget what it was exactly. But my initial thought process was, I want to target this New York low because we had a pretty bearish close going into the after hours of New York. I want to continue to play this downtrend back towards this New York low, which did end up hitting. And, I went against it, tried to catch the reversal, and it went against me. And if I just followed my initial plan, what I've noticed in the last 3 months is whenever I have an initial idea, it typically plays out. And if I flip to the second idea that I have, which was, to me, last night, that was the long, because we started to come back above VWAP, or we were coming above a lower VWAP band, and we were pushing up to that VWAP level.
Okay.
That was my second idea. Oh, I want to see this breakout of VWAP, when I should have just been looking for this to reject at VWAP and take it back down towards the low. So I think I just need to stick to my singular plan, and then take a step back, reanalyze, and then come up with another plan. I've noticed I flip sometimes while I'm trading, and it never works. The second plan never works, or if it does, it's very slim. It's the start of a new month. It's the second of the month. I always set monthly goals. I think if you're a trader, you need to be setting monthly goals. And one of my monthly goals is increase my win rate. And part of that is, sticking to my plan and taking less trades. That's what it is.
Quality over quantity, man. That's how that happens in my trading all the time. Just sometimes you start reading the market and you're like, okay, I'm reading it good, I'm trading good. And man, it just happens without you realizing it. It's like, okay, why am I taking every single setup I see, right? Like, I'm taking this one, I'm taking that one, I'm taking this one. Oh, we could do this, we could do that. And then next thing you know, you're over trading, and the quality of your trades start to go down. And you have to take a step back and say, okay, quality over quantity. The higher quality trades I take, the better off I am in the long run. But then what's it required to take those higher quality trades? And you said it. You nailed it, man. Patience. A big part of trading is sitting there and not placing trades. It's hard to do. It really is.
Part of it is my dad had this. He had this saying: proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance. It's the 7 P's. Okay,
say that again.
Proper prior planning. And you have to imagine this in a Scottish accent. Dakota.
Okay.
Proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance.
Okay.
Whenever I have these plans, like I'll type out my outlook every single day. I post an outlook to my Discord, and usually I look at the outlook and I'm like, that was spot on. But how did I execute? I didn't execute according to the plan. So it's not just the proper prior planning, right? You have to stick to the plan.
Stick to the plan. Okay, so you wouldn't be like watching this market and saying, okay, we're not getting the breakout I wanted to see. I thought we would break through to New York session highs. Is there a situation where
there definitely is.
You just okay, we're not breaking to those highs, so now I could get into a short here.
At is this is the let me check this other volume profile I have it charted out on the trading view. We do have a value area high for the last. Where do I have this profile anchored? This profile anchored on last Monday, at 3 p.m. We do have a value area high that we are at right now. It's at 42.53. So we just came up to there. If we reject here, then I might cut the long idea and go with the okay. Now I would be looking to see if we just don't have a break of the New York session highs. But this overall, it looks very bullish to me. We're above VWAP. We've been above VWAP since 8 p.m. That 8 p.m. open candle came out. We've been above it for, what time is it now? It's 9:12. We've been above it for an hour.
Yeah.
There's been sellers stepping in. They haven't been getting any rewards. You could short at this value area high just off the concept of, well, a value area high and a value area low is support and resistance. But sometimes you do have those trades where price pushes up through the value area high, and it's the breakout of that session range, where you're going into price discovery. So I would be a little cautious if I was long up at this value area high. If I was in a position, you could scale some out, you could bring your stops up, just in case you don't get that breakout from value area high. But this just looks bullish to me. I don't want to fade this. It's just a steady uptrend since we sold off in New York we made that low at 11 a.m. This uptrend hasn't slowed down at all. So I don't want to be fading it right now.
Fair enough. Yeah, because I see we had that big momentum burst right there for a minute, and they were kind of hesitating, and I'm just like, okay, is this going to be a reversal back into that range, or are we going to make a leg higher, push higher up into those mid to upper 50s like you were saying? But we're holding here pretty well.
To me, this is just yet. Do you know the concept rally-based rally and drop-based drop?
Yeah. We rally, then we consolidate, and then we rally again.
So for anyone who doesn't know that concept, essentially what it is you get this clean rally, right? You base out a little bit, that's consolidation. Then you get another rally, you base out, you get another rally, you base out, and then you get, this based out, this failed to base out, came back down into this low volume node. You found buyers again, pushes up, you get this nice grind down, pops back up, you get that rally again, and then it bases out again. So you're just looking for, it's essentially just trend continuation.
So like right now, we might get a trend continuation right here, right now.
That's what it's looking like to me. This just looks like it's gonna take out that New York high. There's still buyers coming in. Sellers are also still coming in, and they're getting nothing out of it. On that last candle, we had negative 54, negative 15, negative 9, and positive 47 up at the high, and price didn't move down. And on this candle at the low, we have negative 9, negative 36. Price didn't move down again. So buyers are still coming in. Sellers are trying to step up, and they're getting nothing out of it. It just looks like it's just going to continue to rally for me.
Okay. Man, I like it. I just feel like we missed like that opportunity there to get in. I was looking
at Polymarket. I was enamored with Polymarket.
Well, me too. Yeah,
you can bet on anything here.
We should be.
We should see how we can get some bets in there, and we should put. You should do the over under on Power Hour.
Over under on Power. Yeah, that would be sick. That would be fun.
That would be interesting.
Yeah. We'll have to get something like that. Richard Harris. Jealousy is not in my dictionary. Richard Harris sometimes just joins the stream to talk, stir up drama. Richard, do you have the social media?
Dakota, why do you think I'm not active on Twitter? Why do you think I never post anything on Twitter? Because anytime I go on Twitter and I look, it's so negative. I can't deal with it. I still post on Instagram on a daily basis.
Yeah, but Instagram's pretty nice.
You go to Twitter, and I'm just like, I can't do it. I don't think I can do it.
No.
I barely posted on my Twitter account because I was like, it's just so negative.
I mean, there's mine right there, but I learned to use the block button, man. I think I'm a firm believer that you're a sum of those that you surround yourself around, right? Like if you hang out around 9, people with the same morals and standards and, looking to improve their life, that's contagious. And so I was kind of the same way when I first got Twitter. I just got Twitter last year, everyone, over a year ago. And I was like, okay, I'm going to interact with everyone. I'm going to be nice. I'm going to be kind. I want to help everybody. We're in this together. This is a nice community. We're a trading community. And then, man, it took a turn to the dark side. I'm like, everyone's just in here talking shit. Like, what's going on? Like, I don't even know this.
I had made my Twitter account, and in the first week, I think I got a quote retweeted by one of the biggest ICT traders in the space. And I was like, I don't want to engage with this. I was like,
yeah.
It's like, it gives me, like, it doesn't give me anything besides, like, okay, well, I'm gonna continue to engage with this person. It's gonna be toxic.
I know, that's how I was.
It's just like, I don't want to do it. I'd rather just either post and just completely ignore what anyone else says, or, if I post and then there's comments asking questions, like I get a lot of questions in my Instagram comments, I'll respond to those.
Yeah, I like that.
I'll make videos on it. But then when it's like the hate comments, and it's a different.
Yeah, no, I like it. I love it. That's what I wanted to do. And then I was just like, okay, using my block button, I could deal with trolls, right? Trolls that like, okay, you don't have a lot of people looking up to you, and you just like have like 2 followers.
My favorite is you see someone like getting into an argument with like someone who's a big influencer, or they have like an established brand on Twitter or whatever. And you see the person they're getting into an argument with them, and you click on their profile. It's a faceless profile with like 100 followers.
See, like, that's what I get. I could handle that stuff, right? But it's those that make an impact in this community that has an established following, that are helping the new. You imagine someone who's brand new into trading, which I want. That's what my goal is, to help someone who's brand new. Hey, what is a candlestick? What is technical analysis? That's who I want to help, right? And sometimes their first interaction is with some of those big influencers that has a following, and it can be very negative. It can be very misguiding, right? And if they have a bad experience, they'll leave trading like, this is just a scam. Trading is BS. It's like, well, you're looking at it all wrong. And sometimes, like, I'm trying to stay in my lane, stay in your lane, stay in my lane. And then the next thing I know, they're just like in my comment section, just talking smack. I'm like, okay, if you're a troll, I just block you. But you're someone reputable and you're not that bad. Let's throw down. Screw this. So
I saw. I think you were tweeting at someone, or someone was tweeting at you. I can't remember. But then I saw like you and Kane getting into a conversation. Which
it was him. It was him.
Everything I've seen from Kane's great. Like,
he is.
I personally don't trade ICT, and he does, and he found success with it, which that's dope. But like, you look at what he's done at some of these, like some of the payouts he's taking, it's crazy, just insane.
Yeah, and I respect that, and I love it, and I'm a great trader. But then that was just out of the blue. He just middle of the night, over Thanksgiving weekend, just start some trash talk in my comments.
Well, I think he's in Europe, or I think he's
in the UK. He's in the UK, man. UK.
So that makes sense.
And I was just thinking, all right, anybody else but you, man? Like, come on. I can deal with the troll. We're here to learn. We're here to get better. We're here to help others improve. I'm improving my trading each and every day. I'm not the best. I'll never claim the best. I know, Baron, you go through the ups and downs. We went through ups and downs together. That's what we do. That's what we are here. That's why I'm here, running slow markets every single night. You join me. We talk about these markets when they're not doing anything. We sit here. We have good conversation. We answer questions. And we're always looking to improve. And that's how it should be, is uplifting each other, where it's like, what's that saying? A rising tide lifts all ships.
That's a good saying. I like that saying. Yeah, I mean, I I don't think I'll ever be where I want to be, and that's okay. There's always a new goal. There's always something to look forward to, or somewhere to improve. That's kind of how I view it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. Today I was working with my boxing coach, and he asked me this question. He's like, you know, now, like, because he knows I'm a trader, he knows what I do. He's like, when did you find your fulfillment? Right? I'm like, you just don't. You just, it's so hard to find fulfillment if you're chasing money, right? If you chase money, and that's your goal, which is, it's a great goal. That's what everyone wants. They put forth their effort, their work, their time to get money so they can afford, to live their lifestyle that they want. But what's that fulfillment like, right? And we're talking about.
Dakota, I do have a limit sitting at 42.50 and a half.
Okay, 42.50 half is where you're looking to buy it.
Yep.
I like it. So that gets to relating this to trading is base hits, right? Base hits, not scaling up. So where you're in such a big position size, you make mistakes emotionally, right? I make a mistake emotionally, or you make a decision that you typically wouldn't if it was like, if you didn't care about that money. Now it's hard to say don't care about the money, but that's kind of what we do. We are so connected to like the money and like this flashy lifestyle. You start trading well. You make your first, say, for example, you make your first $1 million, you buy the car you want, you buy the house you want, and then you just keep chasing more and more and more. And I see that with accounts. I see that with traders. You start to find some success, and then the next thing you do, you're chasing more. You're chasing bigger size. You're chasing bigger trades, and then you blow an account. And it happens so often. We're almost getting filled.
Yeah,
550
here. And it's gonna fill.
Your micros, correct?
So yeah, it's one tick off. It's one tick off. If this just completely reverses here, I would go crazy. Okay, I'm filled in. I set my stop below this big impulse move and just go for these New York highs. And if anyone's wondering why I'm taking that, it's the upper band of VWAP. It's the first standard deviation band on VWAP.
All right, and you're looking for a break of the New York session highs on this trade.
Yep, still looking for that. We could come down to VWAP. It could come down to VWAP and stop me out. That would be tragic, but
That'd be tragic.
Yeah, it's a risk I'm willing to take.
Yeah, we tried to break out and just reversed off that. That's
right at value area high as well. It just looks like buyers ran out of steam. There's no aggressive sellers in here, so I'm cool with this.
Now I know how you've been with your entries, dude. They've been amazing. Last time we were on, you just nailed it to the tick, and it just bounced off that. So
we'll see. We'll see if I do it again.
Your limit orders.
I had a trade. I had a trade right at the reopen off this low volume node on a different account. I think I had one take of drawdown on it.
Man.
That's
Those
crazy.
are the best. Those are the best trades where you just get no drawdown.
I was just looking for the range highs on that trade, and it went straight to my TV. I was like, cool. Sometimes it's really easy.
It's usually the opposite. It goes straight to your stop loss.
Stop loss, yeah.
Yeah. Risky long here, but it is there. Risky is always what the stop limit is, right?
I personally don't think it's that risky. It's 5 micros. This looks bullish to me.
Whenever someone says risky, I just say it's maybe to your mind, maybe to that trader's mind, lower probability. But risky is whatever the stop loss is.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with it. I'm comfortable with the stop all the way at the bottom of that impulse. I don't have an issue with it.
You got in at 42.50 half, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Man, look at that. Buyer stepped in right there.
Yeah, it's small buyers too. So if this gets going, should be good.
Is this a trade that you're gonna hold overnight?
No, I'd look to get out of this by 11. I don't want to hold this past like 10:30, 11.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, that stat that I use, it goes till 2 a.m. Right? The Asia session I use is 6 p.m. till 2 a.m.
Okay. Okay.
So it has that extra few hours. It's just when it's this bullish, I don't want to sit in this. I don't want to sit in this all night. I don't want to go to bed with this on. If I could, bring my stop in profit, then I'll go to bed with it on. But this so far, it's right at the. I mean, I bottom ticked it again. I bottom ticked it the last time.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. And the NASDAQ's breaking out as well. We're watching gold here for a minute. Baron's in a trade. Man, look at that. Great trade so far. You bought. That's why I said your limit orders are something else.
I think I just need. I've been saying this for like 2 or 3 weeks now. I think I just need to use limit orders because it would also reduce my trade count. And it would force me to pick a specific area and just sit with the limit order.
Look at that. Someone says, if you want to increase your win rate, don't long here. I'm not sure what you're referring to that, what market you're referring to, but good trade, Baron.
I mean, it looks good so far. I mean, I could take it off, and that's a winning trade. So.
Yeah, everyone sees that's what makes the market. Everyone sees it differently.
If go back to last Tuesday. This is the exact same setup I took last Tuesday. It was right off the upper band. You have this clean uptrend. I'm looking for the New York highs to hit. It's literally the exact same setup.
It looks like a Baron setup.
Looks like a Baron setup. What's my you have DBA concepts, Dakota? What's
well, BT right there.
BT, but that's Baron trades.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, you everything you do in the market is backed by stats, right? You start to struggle.
Not everything.
No.
I do use stats to help, but a lot of it is context with volume and just general context of the market. It's
okay.
Like I will use the stats, like IB extensions. IB is a good general framework. IB extensions are great for targets. I'll use the stats for like stops and take profits in specific scenarios, but it's not always the case. And then the stats also help guide where I want to trade to. But sometimes, if this was really breaking out, then I'm gonna look for something else on the chart. I'm gonna look at, maybe I extend the volume profile from where this sell-off happened and see what areas can I target there. That's how I would go about it.
Look at this trade, everybody. Does that not deserve the 600, 700, 800 likes?
I think you said 700 was.
I said 700. It's one of those numbers. Like, we sat here having good conversation, missed moves.
I missed the initial trade, but that doesn't mean you can't get in at a better area, or not necessarily. It's not a better area, but it's
like patience, quality over quantity. Like, that was beautiful. And it's like, yeah,
it looks good.
That's a great demonstration to everyone watching. Patience. You don't have to be in a trade whenever you're sitting at your desk.
It kind of helps. It kind of helps being on stream with you, Dakota, because we can just sit here and talk each other's ears off and be like, oh, well, there's the trade setting up, so now I'm gonna focus on the trade.
Yeah, have good conversation, right?
You might miss a couple. I mean, I missed the initial trade because I was looking at Polymarket, and we were yapping about that. But I found the area I wanted to get in, and
that's all that matters. And I mean, Topstep has a Discord, and you could do that. I talk to traders sometimes, and that's how it is. It's like, while I'm sitting here waiting, I have someone to talk to. We talk about trading. That's exactly what it is. I love to hear it, man. Like, look, great trade.
I'm gonna bring my stop to pretty much break even. Or I'll just let me decide where I want to put this. I'm gonna go just below 50. I'm gonna go to like 48.5. So Just getting $95 now. It was originally $250 for $600. This looks good though. This looks great. Pretty much exactly what I like to see to a T.
Okay. Someone says it's like fishing. Yeah, I mean, every time you cast your line in the water, you're not gonna instantly catch a fish. You just sit there.
That's not how fishing works, Dakota.
I wish. That'd be called catching.
I think you could just. I mean, you could also go the redneck route. Just toss a stick of dynamite.
Toss a stick. That's what Rips did last night to gold.
I think I was seeing that it got halted on. CME halted it for a second, so he wasn't able to close his position. Yeah, that looked unfortunate. I was like, he uses a lot of size, so that's what I would be freaking out there. And
yeah, size.
I saw another one of his videos while I was just scrolling IG. He was talking about, NASDAQ just flushed 150 points. Like if you got long with 100 contracts, like you'd be down 130 grand or 150 grand or something insane. I was like, dude, that's another level of trading.
Yeah. Yeah, not simulated accounts. Simulated accounts are a lot different than the live environment. The live environment, you have, some other fine nuances, and as you start to scale and get, grow your account and get bigger, it's some insane stuff that you see, you learn, you go through that, and hopefully you watch others, so you can learn. I mean, you can make some really good money with just one mini too. A couple minis, you can make great money.
I've had some crazy days with just one mini. I've seen other people have crazy days with just one mini. You don't need crazy size.
Yeah, and it should be looked at whenever you see someone doing well on social media. Look at it as motivation, right? Not as someone, he's just flexing, he's showing this and this.
Yeah, I mean, I see both. I see both sides of that. Yeah. Because I'm the type of person where I'll see it and it motivates me, but my brother's the type of person where he sees it and he thinks about it as why am I not at that level? So there's two sides of it, and I've seen other traders I've talked to other traders about it, and they're like, dude, I just see people making all this money on social media, and it causes me to size up and do all these. I'm like, then delete the social media, get off it. It's not helping. It's the same concept of like why I'm not posting on Twitter. The social media is not doing anything for me, so why should I have it? If it's causing you to overtrade or put more size on just because you're trying to have a bigger P&L because someone else did, it's not really helping you progress as a trader.
I love that.
This is a great trade.
Yeah, I love your trade, dude. It's cooking right here.
Actually, I'm gonna bring this right below break even. I can bring it up to the bottom of this 5-minute structure, just have it in profit. But with this momentum, I don't think this turns around. Who said?
What I was gonna say. What I was gonna say was, motivation and not comparison, right? It's a slippery slope because I used to do that as well. I'd see people doing well. I'm like, man, I think I was like 23. I was like, I'm 23 years old and I'm making a living, but I'm not there yet. And then I'm 30. Like right now, I'm 32. The last thing I want to do is like, I'm 32. This guy is making 10 million a year and I'm only making 2, for example. And this and that. And it's like, it's horrible to go down that because you beat yourself up and not realize like an average person's wage, depending on where you're at from around the world, you gotta be happy with like $150 a day, right? That's that realistic expectations. Realistic expectations is a must when it comes to this trading. $100, $200, $300 a day is great work. Doing it consistently, great work. We talked about it last night with Coach Jay. Man, that's a nice paycheck. You could slowly pay off debt. You could pay off, a car, wherever it is. And depending on where you're at from around the world, because Topstep's international, that's more than enough to live off of. So don't look at that stuff as like, man, I need to be there, or why am I not there? If I'm not there, I'm not happy, or it's rich or bust, right? Rich or die trying mindset. You just, hey, that's motivation of what is possible, that if I work hard and I work on this consistency, maybe one day I could get there.
Yeah, it's just, and that's one of my goals for December is maintain consistency. October and November I was pretty good on it. Had a couple slip ups here and there. First week of November was a little rough for me since I was traveling, and that week I pretty much hit DLLs every day on my accounts. But I was able to recover them because of the DLLs.
Yeah.
And I was able to finish out November strong. So coming into this month, I'm having a great start to this month. I'm just looking to maintain that level of consistency. I've toned down my winning days quite a bit. I mean, earlier this year, there were some days where I had a day where I had multiple days where I made over 50,000 on funded accounts, granted. So the money's not yours till it's in your bank account. That's what I always say.
Yeah.
But still, like, being able to make that amount, it kind of put me in this area where I'm thinking like I'm able to do this, or like I was having a lot of days where I'd be up 10,000 on 1 or 2 accounts just from trading heavier size, like 5 minis, sometimes 10 minis. And I'd call my now roommate Eric, and he'd be like, what you doing? I would be like, I'm just chilling. He's like, are you gonna trade? I'm like, yeah. He's like, how much are you up? The amount of times I would say like 10,000, and that's kind of where I pulled like the block day from. Like, I'm not getting blocking Chipotle unless it's 10K or more. And then I just had such a rough patch in July and September that I've kind of toned down my expectations. But I've seen a lot better progress and consistency, and I think it's just better for me to be shooting for these $1,500, like $500 to $2,000 days. It's much more consistent for me, and I think my trading's better for it overall than shooting for these crazy P&Ls.
I love that. I just checked my BMNR, and we're up 5% overnight, man. Yeah, let's see what Bitcoin's doing. Let's see what nice trade. You know, so much for that win percentage. Great work. Great work. Let me just run over and check the Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin's catching a bit here throughout the night. So happy with that one. Bitcoin is at 93,000. Just gonna run through a nice heat check around here. Nvidia, yeah, the entire market's slightly up, like 0.1, 0.2% overall. But my BMNR is up almost 5%. We're at $33.44 a share. I got in. Man, I'm so happy with that trade. Hopefully, it's unrealistic, man. It makes me not feel so bad that I missed out on Intel. All right.
Yeah, Intel's been. I was looking at it, and that was part of my weekly outlook. I was like, if you're looking for and oh my god, Intel was up 8%.
I know.
I called it out on my Sunday outlook. I think I'm going to start going over stocks on that. But Intel was one of the names I listed. And my thought process behind it is, you know, investors have made a lot of money in NVIDIA. What's the next chip manufacturer down? Oh, it's AMD.
It's Intel.
AMD, I don't know if you checked Twitter in the last year, but it was known as Advanced Money Destroyer because all it did was trend down while NVIDIA
remember
was
that one,
up.
yeah.
And then you got that pop up to like what, 230, 240. People probably made a lot of money on that. And then, okay, well, what's the next chip down?
Well, guess what?
Intel. And who's investing in Intel?
Yeah.
The U.S. government and
the US
NVIDIA.
government,
So it's like it's pretty easy to spot those opportunities in stocks, in individual stocks that you want to hold for a while.
Yeah.
I
tried
kind of just start to frame like a context around it.
I made the mistake, dude.
The price action to it.
I made the mistake. I was trying to get in at $33 a share. I get in with selling put options, but they expired the following day, and so it tagged 33, and it just ripped. So I missed the boat, and I was just so hurt. And I was talking to Jack, and I'm like, okay, that was the day it ripped 10%. But yeah, I love Intel as a stock because I built my computer, and guess what? Intel parts.
You're an Intel guy?
Well, why not? I liked Intel.
Okay, I used to build PCs when I was I was like 14 to 18. I was building PCs, and then during COVID, all my friends were like, right when COVID started, they're like they wanted to get into PC gaming. I'm like, oh well, I had previously built PCs, so I helped them get everything set up. But AMD was kind of they're now like the processors that you go with.
Yeah.
I saw that there were issues with Intel had some issues with their dies in the 13th and 14th gen CPUs. So.
Interesting. Okay, well, that's what I was in. So I missed that, and now I'm gotten to this BMNR, and I'm already up 15% in 24 hours, or 24 hours, which has been just absolutely amazing. And
you want to hear something crazy, Dakota?
What's up?
I put some money in a meme coin this weekend because my roommate, he was like, oh, this guy, like, he got some inside info or whatever. Okay. He was up 500% in the position in 2 days.
Oh.
It's now at 0%.
Yeah, now it's at 0. Yeah, just if you do something like that, you see money, you make money. Just take it out.
Yeah.
Just
my thought process was I didn't put too much money into it. I was like, either this is making me like 75 grand or it's going to be worth $0.
Yeah. Risk management. That's all. There's a Topstep risk disclosure. It's not financial advice. Let's get going. Let's get that likes up to $700. I'm going to switch it. Nice gold trade, by the way. And so let's get this over. I'm going to switch it over to my screen. We're going to go over I know we haven't got to the 700 likes, but I'm going to review this trade from yesterday, or from Fast Markets today, because I got some questions. We got some questions. That trade that I took for Fast Markets was a banger. I posted it on social media. And before I do that, everyone who's been doing hashtag slow markets, let's get through some of those while Baron's gold trade has been cooking. My trade setup. Don't mind the red on my trade. It's only down $27. I like that. You guys, look, speaking of Bitcoin, there is a coin with the bit on it, and I like that. Nice, clean. I like the wood. Great. Like it. I did shout out to somebody. I think I seen it earlier in the YouTube chat. Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna be horrible at pronouncing the name, but I could read Connor. First payout, $1,600 on my first XFA today. Great work on that one. And let me go through some more of this. And my man, you've been on it before. Base hits add up. Done for the day on my Topstep live account. I'm loving this December price action so far. Santa Rally. Man, you're a great trader. This is a great trader. I see them doing really well in these live markets. Up $1,600 and trading well in your live account. Love to see it. Love to do it. You have been on slow markets, tuning in slow markets, posting it. Love to see all of that. And man, it's great to see that. I just love seeing consistent trading, showing up every night for slow markets. I talked to Jay with it, making money. But let's go through that trade I was looking at today on the NASDAQ. And I trust that the YouTube chat will get to the 700 likes, so I don't have to, keep asking. But what I was looking for, I'm going to zoom in real fast and show what I was talking about earlier. This is during Fast Markets. And what I was watching was we were right there. We were consolidating around 25,600 on the 5-minute chart. And I'm like, I don't want to short this. I'm looking for a bounce up to 640 and then a reversal around 640. Then I'll get in short. So, beautiful play. We bounced up to these 640s. We got that 3-bar reversal, and that short played off really well. And so the question I get was, well, why did I not take this 3-bar reversal? And I only took this one. The reason why was context behind it. This 640 level, it's a zone. If we look at the hourly chart and we look at, November's price action, look how many times this 640 to 650 level, it's a zone, has held or acted as support and resistance. Quite a bit, a lot actually. And so the fact that we bounced up to this level, then reversed, was more important than when we were at like the 600 level. So there's that 600 level. There's not much in terms of support and resistance. And so we broke through it, hit towards these 640s, and then we reversed. That was a lot more of an attractive short and where I was willing to put the risk than the 600. So that was a lot better price action. Sure enough, it paid really well. That was the only trade I really took during Fast Markets. And I ended the day up. I took another one, actually. I took this one, too. I took that one, too, with Adobe. So we took it twice. And they're beautiful. Of course, I didn't hold through that entire thing. I did get to, 40 40 points on them, but it worked really well. I finished my day up $900, and simple, straightforward technicals. And I can't repeat that myself enough. Gonna talk about NASDAQ right now. We had that breakout. It looks like we just barely poked through the New York session high. The 670s were pulled back. And so my question is this level of resistance now going to act as support? And are we going to see a leg higher? I'm watching the rest of the market. Every time I look at my phone, I'm like, I see my Bitmine trade, and I just smile a little bit. Other than that, man. Anything else for you? This trade that you're in is
no. I think that's pretty much it. I'm gonna sit in this till it either hits or stops me out. I mean, I might close this up here. It is rejecting, but I think I should follow the plan, Dakota. What do you think?
I think you should follow your plan. I really do. Process over profits.
The plans have been working out. I just don't know how well I've been following them.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think it was Monday where it ticked my take profit. It actually filled like a few contracts at my take profit and then dropped 100 points. But it was my runner, so I let it run, and eventually it did exactly what I was expecting it to do. And this gold trade's looking pretty juicy.
I wish this would push. Just push up.
You just want it to get to the take profit.
I just wanted to get to the take profit.
Hey, markets tend to get to your stop loss a lot faster than your take profit. That's the reality of trading.
I've noticed that, but if you don't have a 1-to-1 RR, then it just kind of makes sense, you know?
Exactly. I'm going to get through 2 more, and we will go ahead and finish up slow markets. But there it is. Combine while I wait for no fee account to activate. Great work, James. Great work. I like that no activation fee that Topstep. It's an option. And then O'Brien, is that a 3D printed?
It looks like it.
It looks like
3D printing.
Does it say nuts? All right, I gotta read this. I can't zoom in. What does that say, O'Brien? Does it say nutless? I don't know. I'm not gonna try. You probably know I'm gonna butcher that one. I'm not going down that route. It says these nuts. Oh, okay. Is that?
Do you know that one?
I do, man. I do. I do.
So you're not that old. You're not that ancient.
I'm 6'7".
You're still unk though.
I'm 6'7", man. 6'7". Let's get it.
No.
You know what I did, Baron? Over the holidays, all the kids were running around saying 6'7", and I seen this. I seen this online, and 8'9",
you should buy the 6'7" meme coin, Dakota.
8'9". No, 8'9". And then when they start say 6'7", I'll just be like 8'9", and they get so pissed off and they stop saying it. So
because you made it not cool anymore.
Exactly. Because I was participating in it, and I was saying 8'9", and I thought it was funny, so they stopped saying it. And so I'm like, there you go. Take that.
You're ruining their fun, Dakota.
I know. Well, now we know. So tomorrow is already Wednesday, man. Tomorrow is Wednesday.
This week's going by quick.
It's going by so fast.
I thought today was Monday.
I felt like it for a second, but I will be on with Braden tomorrow morning for fast markets, and then again tomorrow night for Coach Jay. See if we can get him to show the puppy again. Everyone is falling in love with. Any last words while we go through this? Great gold trade, by the way.
No, I got nothing. I think this is about to hit TP, but we'll see. I brought my stop in, just into profit, so I don't got to worry about it fully reversing on me. If it did, it'd be tragic, but stick with the 7 Ps. 7 Ps. Treat me nicely.
All right, we'll do that. Take care, everybody, and I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning, if not tomorrow night.
I'll see you, Dakota.
Bye.